Bienvenidos a Esperanza Pense, donde la Esperanza Pense. Welcome to Esperanza Pense, where hope wins. How's it going? Did you see my short videos yesterday? I'm going to be shifting the way that I create in the month of April, so please stay tuned. And I did notice that on YouTube, when you go, they serve up the short videos, you have to click on view all, or else you might not see all your friends' short videos. It's just sort of like a mishmash of like what they show you. I don't know, it's weird. You have to click a little link that says view all, and then all of the short videos from all your subscriptions will come down, and then you'll be able to see a couple of jumpers, see my videos. 4 of Wands and 7 of Swords reversed. 4 of Wands has to do with the homestead. 4 of Wands has to do with celebratory energy, like happy home life energy. Each individual in this partnership has brought 2 wands of their own, and together the 4 becomes stable, Saturnian, something that can grow over time. Wands is fire energy, and the tarot wands represents health and vitality, your first 3 chakras, what lights you up, what gives you that spark, what gives you your human zest, okay? And with the 7 of Swords reversed, it looks like nobody's going to be getting away with any type of, cutting corners or going around the sideways to like try to steal ideas or try to be clever, and it might kind of trip them up or whatever. We might catch somebody in the act type stuff, because when 7 of Swords is in reverse, that means that energy is thwarted, that energy is slighted. Okay, so those are going to flavor our reading for today, the 2nd of April 2026. Happy Jupiter Day, happy Thursday. Yes, please stay tuned for the astrology after we pull our cards here today. Thank you for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. All right, near past, present tense, near future, 2nd of April 2026. How was the full moon for you yesterday? Near past, the Justice card, which obviously represents Libra energy. That's the full moon that we had yesterday that I just asked you about. Present tense, 4 of Cups. It was all right, but I'm kind of hanging back on this one. We did pull 4 of Cups in another reading as well. I think it was the reading that Raffi and I did for the full moon in Libra, the astrology. And then here we have the 8 of Pentacles. This is a card of work and day in and day out, and becoming an apprentice and then becoming a master. Okay? Very cool. We have 2 4s coming up in our reading. 4 of Cups and 4 of Wands. Now the 4 of Wands is 2 and 2 together, where they are using their fire to enhance and lift one another up in celebration, sort of that Sagittarian party vibe, right? That Aries, let's get it started vibe, that Leo, let's bask in the sun together vibe. Okay, let's be generous. Let's have a party for the community vibe, right? That's the 4 of Wands. 4 of Cups, on the other hand, oops, sorry, I just kicked the thing. 4 of Cups, on the other hand, is when we're in a situation to where we're just going to focus on the 3 cups that we already have, on the three of Cups, on the friends that we already have. Like, the universe might be offering us new emotional situations, and we just might not be able to accept that right now because we're focusing on what's dear to us, on what's in front of us. On the other hand, 4 of Cups can signify, again, that Saturnian vibe of having those boundaries. And sometimes when we have the boundaries, they become walls, right? So this is a card to bring attention to our ability to remain emotionally available, yet have boundaries where we need to. if we need to take care of something emotionally that we're already dealing with. Or we might just want to have fun with the people that we're already having fun with, and we might not be in the mood to make new friends right now. That could be Four of Cups moment. Okay, the Justice card in the near past. This is our only major arcana in the spread that we got for today. So obviously that's the Libra moon that we're talking about now. The Libra moon today is void, of course, pretty much like all day long. So when it comes to really important decisions, contracts, negotiations, or like marriages or things that are like super important, okay, maybe you want to check the calendar, and you could go to moontracks.com. There's a lot of probably apps that will show you when the moon is in its phases. AstroSeek has that. There's a lot of resources that'll help you determine when the moon is void, of course. But yeah, as I always say, Haley Comet Astrology says on her channel, when the moon, of course, is void, important tasks we must avoid. So with the Justice card, this is dealing with larger overarching archetypal themes that have to do with communication within relationships, planning within relationships, making relationships actually official, like signing the paperwork, signing the dotted line, being able to take your sword and cut through the BS and just get to the facts so that you can move forward in reality and in the massive, collective consciousness reality. Justice is a card of balance. It's not necessarily a card of fairness, though. Okay, so sometimes the pendulum swings the other way, right? And then the Four of Cups we already talked about. Eight of Pentacles is hard work, but it's good work. Okay, this is showing up every single day and, giving your craft what it needs to multiply, become that 9. That 9 is more of a card of luxury. This is the card of the work before the luxury. This is the card of like what we need to do in order to attain, so that we can have enough for ourselves, have a little bit of extra for our hobbies, and have some to share with others who might still be on the come up. Okay, so that's what we have for our cards. Let's see what synchronicity is here. Yeah, so I said earlier that I'm going to change the format of my creativity in April. And whoop, here I go. In tune. Look at that. Looks like we're staying in tune. We're staying in tune. Thank you for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. I'm glad that this card came up because sometimes when we make changes, it can be a little bit daunting because you get into your rhythm. Speaking of tunes, I get into a rhythm. I have a Taurus moon, and actually Venus has been right around my moon for pretty much like the past few days here, and it's really been making it clear that some of my rhythms, I need to like shift the beat a little bit. So I'm glad I'm still staying in tune. How are you in tune? What's in tune in your life? What tunes are you listening to? What tunes bring you into certain energies, and what tunes bring you out of certain energies, if that's what you need. So please stay tuned. Stay tuned to Esperanza Tarot. Maybe people will actually really love these very quick hits tarot. I was going to call it very quick hits tarot because I'm just going to try to keep it like a minute or two, and just knock it out and then be done with it for the day, for myself to open up a little bit and shift the way that I create a little bit just for the month of April. See how it goes. Thank you for everything. I really appreciate you. Okay, so we have the sun moving into a square with Jupiter in this chart, and Mercury and Jupiter in a really tight sextile. So even though our ego might be inflamed, especially with the sun in Aries like that, even though tempers may flare, I do believe that the Mercury in Pisces is just the water, just the calm, just the softness of delivery that is needed to diffuse the situation, because I think that the water is stronger than that fire. Neptune at the beginning degrees of Aries still has a lot of that water that hasn't been burnt off yet, and Saturn is holding it down with an earthy vibe pretty nearby. So I'm feeling like if we have minor inflammations, it might just be in our day-to-day life anyway. Now on a mundane level, this could mean an entirely, you got to take it as it comes, right? So just be aware that while you're out and about, people's egos and people's necessity for things to be the way they think they should, also authority, Pluto and Saturn are still in that sextile, okay? So there could be issues with authority if we're not using our words wisely, if we're not remembering to bring the proper information along with us for the journey, right? We still are working with the moon in Libra, but the moon is void of course pretty much all day today. So again, if there's any Mercury things, any contracts, any negotiations that could go a little bit sideways, let's put that off until tomorrow when the moon goes in Scorpio and we can read the fine print. Thank you.